and welcome to the second part of my Space Hulk Death Angel review gameplay videos. For those of you who haven't seen the first part in which I introduce the game and go through the rules and play it, you can go ahead and check that out. It should be in the same playlist. I'm not sure on the single video, in which case go find it on my channel. Otherwise, yeah, let's go ahead and start. Let's talk about this game. As far as the quality and quantity, what you are getting for what you paid. The game lists at, I believe, $26, which is an odd price, but I'm not here to be subjective at this moment. We are being objective. Quality-wise, the cards are very good quality cards. They're Fantasy Flight, so you know they're going to give you good quality components. The tokens are thick quality, are thick cardboard tokens, and the card is made on good stock, and the artwork is nice. I mean, that's all really there is to say as far as quality. Quantity, it's interesting. There are, I don't know, probably 120, somewhere between 120 and 140 cards, I think, all told, probably, that you get in there. And that many cards, a few tokens, and a die. And that's $26 list. Not bad for what it is. I would say it's average as far as price goes for what you get. There are worse games, but there are much better games. So objectively, how much you get, not the best, but the quality of what you get is obviously very high because it's Fantasy Flight. Strategy in Space Hulk Death Angel. It has quite a bit of strategy, but the strategy that it has is different than strategy in many other games. In a game like, let's say, Twilight Imperium, for example, it is another thematic game, but it's a thematic game of a very different stripe. Strategy in that is a little more long-term. Strategy in Power Grid, same thing. These Euro games especially, all strategy is meant to be a kind of an overarching term that covers everything you do in the game, because everything builds up towards how well your machine is working and how efficiently it can run. That is what most Euro games are like. Whereas in this thematic game, everything is reactive. Something shows up, oh man, I was not expecting that. There was not supposed to be something here. It is now time to change my strategy completely and do this. You saw me choosing cards, and you saw me look and see which cards would be best each turn, and sometimes they lined up as far as strategies, other times they didn't. But then you would see me afterwards going, oh, that was not the right strategy. There is strategy in this game, but it is reactive, not just kind of an overall, I don't want to say proactive or like preventative or anything. It's not a grand strategy, it's a reactive strategy. Finally, we have replayability, and this game is very replayable. Objectively, of course. It is very replayable, and the reason I say that is this. Those location cards that you saw me flip into each time, each location card, there's 1As, 1Bs, 1Cs, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And depending on how many people are playing, that makes a difference as to which of those numbers and letter combinations you're using. But each of those has 3 potential possibilities. You draw one of them randomly, and one for each level, and then put those levels together. That means every time you're playing is essentially a completely different experience as far as the rooms you're going into and the layout of those rooms. Not to mention, because this plays 1 to 6, one player plays a very different game than 5 players plays, 5 players plays a different game than 6, and 2 plays a different game than 3. They are different because of the number of teams you have. But as far as replayability goes, yes, it is a very replayable game because of the potential options the rooms offer, and then the event cards, which change where the Gene Stealers spawn and where they move. I would imagine that if you were to play this many times, like, I don't know, 30, 40 times, you would probably start seeing a lot of the same things every single time. But, or having seen the same thing many times, I'll put it that way. But what I would say is if you've gotten 30 to 40 plays out of a $26 game, which you can buy for like $20 online, you've gotten a good deal, objectively. Now we get to the review. The analysis is kind of the hard part because I have to be objective. And it's hard for me to be objective about games that I like actively, very much, or dislike actively because, you want to say, oh, but it's so great because of this. And you know what? Going back over those, strategy, I like the reactive strategy. Replayability, it is replayable, and I like that. And the quality of the game, like I said, it's average. The quality is good, but the quantity, what you're getting for the price is not bad. But my actual experience, what I think, my view of this game, I love it. Up until I played Mage Knight, this was my favorite solo experience. But yeah, I like playing Thunderstone solo, and I like this game solo, and I like Mage Knight solo. Now, Mage Knight is my favorite game, but it takes a while to set up. So does Thunderstone, and that was the problem. Before I got Mage Knight, and after I got Thunderstone, I was stuck here in the middle going, Thunderstone is fun, but it takes forever to set up. What am I going to get? I need something else that takes no time to set up that I can just play and it'll be fun. And this, Death Angel, totally fits that bill. It takes a little while to play. It can take up to an hour to play. I think my play was like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. But, man, it is a crazy, tense experience, and you're just like, whoa, man, the whole time. You saw at the beginning I thought I was winning, but at the end I lost, and that was unfortunate. But it was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna win, and then all of a sudden things turned on me, and that can happen, and that's part of what's interesting about it. But yeah, once I got that and realized how quick it was to set up and just start playing, it was amazing. It took me about 20 minutes to go through that rule book, start playing, and I've been able to play it the same ever since. Now, yeah, every once in a while I need to look at the rule book if something new happens. I ran into a room and the Broodlords were there, so I had to check rules. I got the rules wrong because I looked at the wrong rules, but you do what you can. However, yes, this game is awesome. As far as other games for the same price, I think there's really only one game that you could maybe compare it to that comes in at the same price, and that's Onirim, which I know Z Garcia from the Dice Tower really likes. This is based in the Warhammer 40k universe. If you're looking for another Warhammer 40k game, there is Conquest. Conquest is about $15 more at list, and once again, it only plays 2 players. So if you're looking for a head-to-head kind of thing, you can play that. Although I'm kind of set with that with Battlelore and games like that, Command and Colors. But if you're looking for a head-to-head and you want 2 players, you want it set in the Warhammer and you're looking for cards, then you want Conquest. But otherwise, once again, I recommend Death Angel. And then finally, for just a solo experience, the only other 2 games so far that I've played that have given me that same just fun feeling that I'm so happy to be playing the solo are Thunderstone, which takes forever to set up and costs more money. So if you're debating between the 2, Space Hulk. It's a different game. This is cooperative. That is 1 to 4 player. Thunderstone is 1 to 4 players competitive. But the one player plays a good solo variant. And the other is Mage Knight, which again plays 1 to 4, so it's fewer, and it's more expensive than Death Angel. So, and it's epic, and it's hard, and it's complex, and the rules are all over the place. Just a freaking great game. However, like I said, this is not a review of any of those other games, but I do need to mention them. So as far as what are you getting for what you pay for and what's out there that compares, really nothing except maybe Onirim, and like I said, I'm not the person to ask about that. But if you are looking for a game with a lot of flexibility, 1 to 6 players is just an insane amount and is awesome. And as a final recommendation, buy this game. If you like thematic games and you want something that's easy to set up, takes a little while to play, but it's not overly long, and is just ridiculously tense. If you want something that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat for a lot of the game, most games, this is a game to pick up. Alright, I will see you Saturday. I will see you Saturday when the next episode of Chit Happens goes up. See you then.